Hey guys, and welcome back and Happy New Year. On RuneScape, it's a tradition to do a bank video at the end of the year and the start of the new one. I also wanted to take some time to talk about my goals for my accounts on this new 2024 year. But before I get into that, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll get right into it. Let's go ahead and get started with my main account. So we'll go ahead and start in just the first tab. This is really where I just keep my food, and it's kind of my junk tab where everything just kind of falls in and fills up. I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot of cleaning before this video, so this is not what this tab usually looks like. As you can see, I tend to keep my money in the bank. I don't really have a huge cash stack, so it helps me see kind of what I've made while doing bossing or anything like that. Next, we're going to get into my necromancy tab. This was created very recently and is what I have been using while I do necromancy. So I'm hopefully closing in on 120, and I still need to upgrade my power gear. It's currently at level 70, and my tank gear is 90. I kind of prefer the tank gear because it's way better for AFKing, but that's just me. I don't really like the set effect too much on the power gear, but maybe if I had the tier 90, I would. Next, this is my summoning tab. So, as I've talked about before, this is my next skill. I'm planning to get to 200 mil, probably after necromancy, but got a nice pile of charms going and a lot of eggs. I don't know why, I just kind of collect those. And these are the pouches I really only keep that I tend to use a lot. You know, I don't even know why I have the Muspa still. I have 200 mil divination. Next is the herb lore tab. So lots of prayer flasks, weapon poisons, overloads, vulnerability bombs, adrenaline potions, and regular overloads. The rest of these, it's just a complete mess. It's probably hurting your eyes as much as it hurts mine, but every time I organize it, it just gets messy, so I don't really bother with it too much. Next is going to be the farming tab. Right now, I've been mostly doing player-owned farms, so got lots of stuff for that. Don't really do too much in here outside of that. Do have some magic and U logs down here. Don't know how those ended up here, but don't really have another tab for them. This is all of my achievement diary gear. So this isn't all of them, but this is just kind of the ones I keep in my bank, as well as a couple other junk items. Most of my tabs are just junk. I don't even know why I have this tab. I don't really keep much things in it. Looks like just some blisterwood weapons. Actually, the Sears headband should be moved over there. This is my clue scroll tab. So, as you can see, just stuff for teleports, for clue scrolls, and whatnot. Of course, my Globetrotter gear, and got a nice pile of clue scrolls going. Probably will need to get going on those at some point. And then this is my general loot tab. So I keep my runes in here as well as my stone spirits. Really just anything that I get from loot from bossing or whatever I'm doing at the time. Like right now I'm doing a lot of AFK of abyssal demons in the wilderness, so stuff from that. Next tab is going to be my rune crafting tab. So this is just where I keep all my rune crafting gear, so I don't have to track it all down every single time. I just know exactly where it is. And just some other junk just piling up in here. And the first tab of importance is my collection tab. So I collect abyssal whips. So this is just like a nutty thing that I do. Don't know why. It's fun for me. So I've got a lot of Abyssal Whips. I got my first third age item I ever got from a clue scroll, my Halo of Returning, golden party hat, golden cape, just some other stuff. These are some things of note, just a lot of Soul Reaper refreshes, and I'm working on piling up my Crystal Triskelion keys to do something fun with that. Drops right now that are of note are my Dark Nihilus and my Spider Leg. Haven't really been doing much bossing lately, but let's go ahead and do a quick price check of all of this. So just my collection stuff alone is, it's the ALC price, is 1 bill. So I probably should have sold most of this to upgrade my gear, especially considering how much of it is just from the Abyssal Whips, but I don't know. I like collecting this stuff. I'm a hoarder like most RuneScape players. And then the next tab of note is going to be my gear tab. So this is all of my PVM gear, of course, outside of Necromancy. So at some point when I'm done with Necromancy, I'll probably off-sell everything I don't need and then just move the combat gear in here. I've got a decent pile of Death Touch darts as of note. So, and of course, the custom fit trim, Masterwork, Virtus for magic, Serenic for range. Haven't upgraded. Don't know if I'm going to upgrade to the new set. I don't like to sell and buy stuff back. That's how I keep my bank kind of growing, is just keeping a set of everything. So I have, my tier 90s for melee, my ranged gear where I upgraded the blight to blights before getting a good bow. So then now I got my Noxus bow, which you may have seen me get if you watched my loot from Araxor series, and then my mage weapons. Down here, I guess the only ring of note would be the Stalker's ring. Ring of Death is pretty basic right now. And then, of course, my scriptures. And yeah, as you can see, I don't have any Zuck capes. So that is probably going to be a goal for me, is to get not just the Kiln capes, but the Zuck capes this next year. Then this is my skilling tab with all of my skill capes that I use regularly, as well as my offhands and tools for skilling. And then the final tab of note is going to be, this is just a bunch of stuff from the treasure hunter. Just kind of pile it up, use it when I need it, use it when I want it, sort of a thing. But yeah, that is the bank on my main. And do a quick wealth evaluator is at 6.5 bill if you include everything. All right, and then now after the bank, I do want to go ahead and get into my levels. So these are the levels on the main. The key things of note are the 200 mil Dungeoneering and Divination, Invention, Archaeology. I'm getting really, really close to 200 mil Necromancy. I'm 50 mil away. So I think I have in mind of doing something for that. We're going to start doing some other things, but everything with this little symbol next to it shows you the skills that I have 120 in. So one of those that I'm really close on is Strength. I'm just 5 mil away. Sorry, I'm overloaded up. It should drop here soon. And then I have 106 Prayer. And yeah, overall, I'm looking at 2.5 bill XP. Almost all of that bonus XP is in summoning, as you can see. I like to just put everything into the one skill I'm working on and not just dump it into a bunch of other skills. Just helps me speed through what I'm doing. But yeah, those are the levels, and that is the bank on the main. Now we're going to hop over to the Ironman and show you that. Before we get into this on my Ironman, I just want to give you guys a warning. If you thought that my main account bank was messy, look away now, because this is going to be way, way worse. So, just like the last one, I keep my food at the top. The only difference here is I keep my runes here as well. Um, Lots of food, lots of shark, lots of jellyfish, and I burnt through a lot of my sailfish, so I'll probably need to go fish more. And then I also have lots more shark to cook. Again, just a lot of junk in this tab as well. I don't know why my charming imp is there. We'll move that. But yeah, lots of junk and stuff that I haven't really upgraded yet. I've started making my backromal bolts, still have a long way to go. And go ahead and move on to the next tab, which is my farming and herb lore tab. So this one, again, is a hot mess, but lots of seeds at the top. Got some overloads. My extremes and supersets are kind of slightly organized. But there is the farming tab. I think the things of note to me are the 1,000 yak milk at a 100k each. So just from my yaks alone, let's take a look at this. We are looking at 200 mil just from my yaks and my yak milk. So I guess, does that make me a professional yak farmer? I don't know. Next is going to be, this looks like a random tab with mostly skilling stuff, like skilling outfits and such. Like I said, this bank is a mess. And then this is a crafting tab, so lots of cut gems, jewelry, stuff for crafting, etc. And then the summoning tab, which also has other junk in it, like my farming outfit and my crystal tool for some reason. This is a collection of raw materials for crafting and summoning. So these are things that I could use at some point, just piles of stuff that I would need, like my dragon hide, my talismans, arrows, my stone spirits, and stuff like that. Then we have my divination tab with energy, and it's also substitutes, I guess, as crafting for wood cutting. So there's tons of stuff for wood cutting in here as well, and fletching. Then we have the clue scroll tab on this account, which again, haven't really been doing many clue scrolls, so I gotta knock those out at some point. This is my gear tab. So I've got masterwork, superior skeletal, and I have not really upgraded my range gear, so I have the dinosaur range gear, and oh wait, nope, forgot about the Zamorak gear down here. And my royal crossbow, which I just got. Super exciting about that. This is my collection tab on this account. So I did get the golden cape, which is cool. Never going to trade that over. I got a lot of extra drops from God War's Dungeon. So completed the Zammy tab. And then a lot of Barrows items. Holding on to all of these until I get a full set so I can do the stupid diary task for that. And just a bunch of junk. This is my prayer tab, so all the stuff I could use for prayer. This is my archaeology tab. If you don't know what this was a reward for everyone was locked out of their accounts a while ago, or at least a decent chunk of the player base. And this was the reward. I think this is almost 2 years old now. I've been saving it for when I unlock Ancient Invention to put really good perks on my gear. And this last tab is just my dragon items. So really small at the point right now. Okay, so that is my Ironman bank. And the wealth on this account is 1.5 bill. So not bad, in my opinion, for really what it is. So on top of the bank, I do want to include my levels. So these are the stats on the Ironman right now. It's going to scroll down so you guys can see. Nothing too fancy or exciting, but it's good. My friend used to give me a hard time because he says it looks like I celebration lamped my way up. since all my levels are so close together. But, you know, this is an Ironman, so I couldn't even if I wanted to. But I do want to work on getting necromancy up. I've just been avoiding the skill completely because I've been focusing on it so much on my main. I had so many other goals for my Ironman I want to knock out. But I do think at some point I am going to have to break down and start training it. But yeah, those are the stats on the Ironman. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll get right into my goals for 2024. Okay, so this is just going to be some background footage of doing some necromancy AFK training, but some goals that I have for 2024. So as I had mentioned earlier, I do want to get the Zuck capes on both my main and my Ironman. So I've never done the kiln successfully. I know it's probably a joke considering I'm maxed on my main and almost maxed on my Ironman. I do think that it's probably going to be pretty easy to pick up. I don't expect it to be that hard, especially at this point with how much I've learned. I'll probably get the armor for it just to make it a little bit easier on myself, but, you know, it's not that bad of a thing to do. As far as, you know, goals overall, like big goals, I do want to get more into bossing. I've probably said that 1,000 times, but, you know, I think I'm pretty bad at it, and I think it's a great opportunity to, you know, pick up my skills, especially because it's just so important to learn for an Ironman, and there's so many things that I need to do to upgrade my gear. As far as, you know, for the main, obviously, I think 120 all would be a really good goal going forward. I do want to work for some of my 200 mils again at some point, but probably going for 120 all next is going to be my big goal for 2024 on the main, and I think Quest Cape on the Ironman is going to be my big goal, and of course maxing the Ironman. I'm just so close on all the skills, as you probably saw earlier, and I think that's, to me, is hopefully going to be the next big goal. But as far as goals for YouTube, I do want to try and hit 1,000 subscribers. That's going to be my main goal. And I think it'd be cool to set up a Discord so I could chat with all of you guys. So, you know, let me know down below if I made a Discord, would you guys be interested in joining? What other tips do you think I should work towards on my YouTube as a whole? I did get a new microphone, so hopefully my sound gets a little bit better as I tweak with it and figure it out throughout the year. And I do want to get better at editing and get a better editing software and maybe make more edited videos like I did in the beginning. As far as series I want to continue is I want to continue working on my tips and tricks series, which if you've seen some of those, they started out as my goal to break down RuneScape into smaller videos for new or returning players, so it's easier to digest, just because, you know, some videos out there, it's a 3-hour video breaking down everything in excruciating detail, and my ADHD brain can't really focus on something like that for that long. So I wanted to make something more along those lines from existing and returning players. Hopefully everyone can get something useful out of it. But other than that, you know, let me know down below, what do you want to see me do in 2024? What do you want to see me do on my main and my Ironman? And I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out that old school series as well that I've started. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.